What if I told you that somewhere in the forests of Africa, there's an animal that shares almost 99% of your DNA? An animal that laughs, argues, makes tools, and even plans hunts with its friends. Nope, it's not your neighbor, it's the chimpanzee. Today, we're diving into the incredible world of chimpanzees. Where they live, how they live, why they matter, and why protecting them means protecting a piece of ourselves. Chimpanzees thrive in rainforests, woodlands, and savannas. From the Congo Basin's deep jungles to the grassy woodlands of Uganda, chimps adapt to almost anything. If there are trees to climb and food to find, they'll settle in. But here's the twist, their range is shrinking. Once found all over Africa, they're now cornered into smaller and smaller pockets. Chimps stand about 3 to 4 feet tall when upright. They're covered in coarse black or dark brown hair, but their faces, ears, and fingers are bare. If you look closely, each chimp's face is unique, just like human fingerprints. Scientists can actually tell individuals apart by their wrinkles, scars, and expressions. One of the most mind-blowing things about chimps is their intelligence. They're tool masters. A chimp will pick up a stick, strip it clean, and use it to fish termites out of a mound. Others crack open hard nuts with rocks, something that requires practice and patience. In some groups, they use leaves as sponges to drink water from tree holes. This isn't random, this is culture. Different groups of chimps have different traditions of tool use, passed down through generations. Chimpanzees live in communities called fission fusion societies. That means the whole group might number over 100, but they split into smaller cliques that come and go. It's like living in a big city. You don't see everyone every day, but you know they're part of your community. Males often fight for dominance, forming alliances to climb the social ladder. At the top is the alpha male. But here's the kicker, strength isn't everything. A smart, diplomatic chimp who grooms others, shares food, and builds strong friendships can outcompete a bigger bully. Politics is alive and well in the jungle. If dominance battles are the stressful part of chimp life, grooming is the therapy session. It keeps fur clean, yes, but it's really about relationships. Want to apologize? Groom. Want to form an alliance? Groom. Want to relax after a long day of climbing trees? Groom. It's basically chimpanzee Netflix and chill. Chimps are omnivores, which means they eat a mix of plants and animals. Fruits are their favorite, but leaves, seeds, bark, and insects are all on the menu. Here's something surprising they hunt. Small monkeys, bush babies, and antelope can end up as prey when a group of chimps decides it's hunting day. What's fascinating is the cooperation. One chimp drives prey toward another, others block escape routes, and then they share the catch. This teamwork shows a level of planning and coordination we once thought only humans had. Chimps use communication in an incredible range of sounds and gestures. Panthoots, screams, grunts, even laughter. Yes, chimps laugh when they're tickled or playing. They also wave, point, and slap the ground to get attention. Different groups have different styles, almost like regional dialects. Imagine accents, but for hoots and howls. Chimpanzee infants are ridiculously cute. They cling to their mothers for months, riding on their backs as moms travel through the forest. For up to 5 years, infants are almost never apart from their mothers. It's a slow childhood compared to many animals, and it's a big reason chimps learn so much. They watch, they copy, and they slowly gain independence. It's like the jungle's version of homeschooling. But here's the heavy part. Chimpanzees are endangered. Over the past 60 years, their numbers have dropped by more than half. There are fewer than 300,000 chimps left in the wild. Why? First, habitat loss. Forests are cut down for farming, logging, and development. Second, poaching. Chimps are hunted for bushmeat, and infants are sometimes captured for the illegal pet trade. Third, disease. Chimps are so genetically close to us that they can catch human illnesses, everything from the flu to deadly viruses. The result is heartbreaking. Entire communities of chimps have disappeared, and if nothing changes, some subspecies may vanish forever. But there's hope. Across Africa, sanctuaries rescue orphaned chimps. National parks protect their remaining habitats. Conservationists are working with local communities to reduce hunting and promote ecotourism. Even documentaries and research projects are spreading awareness worldwide. Every step counts. Here's why protecting chimps matters. They're not just animals in the forest. They're part of our evolutionary story. Watching chimps is like looking into a time machine, seeing how our ancestors might have lived. The way they problem solve, cooperate, and even show emotions reminds us that we're not alone in being intelligent, social beings. Honestly, chimps remind us not to take ourselves too seriously. They play, prank each other, make silly faces, get jealous. They even throw tantrums. Sound familiar? So the next time you see a chimp, whether in the wild, in a sanctuary, or even in a documentary, remember this: you're looking at family. Not distant strangers, but cousins who've been swinging through trees for millions of years, and maybe, just maybe, they're looking back at us thinking, wow. So this is what happens when chimps invent smartphones.